Have you ever noticed how some people seem to possess an almost supernatural control over their reality? You look at them and you don't see stress. You don't see the desperate need to prove themselves. They don't post about their grind. They don't announce their big plans. They simply withdraw. They step back into the shadows, and in that silence, they act. And suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, everything changes. They lose the weight, they build the business, they master the skill. To the outside world, it looks like magic. It looks like it happened overnight. And then there is you. And be honest with yourself. You are tired. You are exhausted, not because you are lazy, but because you are fighting a war you were never designed to win. You are constantly telling yourself what you are going to do. You live on the dopamine of the idea of being fit, the idea of being wealthy. But when the motivation fades, and it always fades, you are left with the silence of your own frustration. You look at those silent winners, and you think they have something you don't. You think they have a stronger will. You think they were born with a discipline you simply lack. But James Clear, the man who decoded the architecture of human behavior, found that this is a lie. The people you envy are not stronger than you. They are not smarter than you. They have simply stopped playing the game you are losing. You are trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. You are trying to force a behavior change through brute force. But here is the payout. Here is the secret that changes everything immediately. You do not rise to the level of your goals. We fall to the level of our systems. The reason you are stuck is not a character defect. It is a design flaw. And right now, we are going to fix the design. Let's talk about the trap you are standing in right now, the trap of the goal. Society has conditioned you to be obsessed with the finish line. I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to make $1 million. You think that if you just stare at the target hard enough, you will hit it. You think that desire is enough. But think about the Olympics. Every single athlete at the starting line wants the gold medal. Every candidate interviewing for the job wants the job. If the winners and the losers have the exact same goal, then the goal cannot be the thing that makes the difference. The goal is the destination. The vehicle is the system. And if your vehicle is broken, it doesn't matter how beautiful the destination is, you are never going to get there. Think about the emotional cost of your current mindset. When you set a massive goal, you are essentially saying to yourself, I am not good enough yet, but I will be once I get there. You are postponing your happiness to a future that may never arrive. You are creating a prison where you are a failure every single day until that one brief moment you succeed. And what happens when you finally hit the goal? The motivation evaporates. You run the marathon and then you stop running. You lose the weight and then you gain it back. Why? Because you were chasing an outcome, not a lifestyle. James Clear teaches us that true power does not come from the target, it comes from the machine. If you ignored the goal completely, if you never once looked at the scoreboard and focused only on the system, would you still get results? Yes. In fact, you would get better results because you wouldn't be distracted by the pressure. You would be focused on the excellence of the execution. So I ask you, are you ready to stop staring at the scoreboard and start playing the game? But how do you build a system when you feel broken? How do you change your habits when you don't believe in yourself? This brings us to the deepest, most psychological layer of James Clear's philosophy, the layer of identity. Why do you start a diet on Monday and quit by Thursday? It is because you are trying to change what you do without changing who you are. You are trying to paint over a rotting wall without fixing the structure underneath. Imagine two people refusing a cigarette. The first person says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." This sounds noble, but listen closer. It is the language of a victim. They still believe they are a smoker who is denying themselves something they want. They are fighting an internal war against their own nature. And eventually, when the stress hits, the nature wins. The second person says, "No thanks, I am not a smoker." It is a small shift in words, but a massive shift in reality. Identity shift. The war is over. They are not resisting temptation. They are simply acting in alignment with who they are. James Clear tells us, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. You are waiting for confidence. You think confidence comes first, and then action follows, but that is backward. Confidence is just displayed ability. You cannot have the feeling without the evidence. You don't need a landslide victory to win an election. You just need the majority of the votes. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to cast more votes for the new identity than the old one. Every time you write one sentence, you cast a vote for "I am a writer." Every time you do one push-up, you cast a vote for "I am an athlete." Every time you save $1, you cast a vote for "I am an investor." You are building a body of evidence. You are rewriting the story of your life, not with grand promises, but with tiny, undeniable proofs. But there is a force working against you, a force deeper than your mind, an invisible hand that is stronger than your willpower. Your environment. You think you are making choices. You think you are the master of your destiny. But James Clear argues that you are mostly just reacting to the cues around you. You are a biological machine responding to inputs. You walk into the kitchen, you see the cookies, you eat the cookies. You sit on the couch, you see the remote, you turn on the TV. You lie in bed, your phone is next to you, you scroll for an hour. You are fighting a war against the smartest engineers in the world. The people who design these apps are paid millions of dollars to hijack your attention. They know exactly how to trigger your dopamine receptors, and you are trying to fight them with willpower. It is not a fair fight. Willpower is a battery, and yours is running low. By the end of the day, when you are tired and stressed, you have no defenses left. The people who look disciplined, the people you envy, they are not stronger than you. They are not moral saints. They are just smarter architects. They have designed a life where they don't need to use willpower. They don't have to resist the cookie because they didn't buy the cookie. They don't have to resist the phone because they left it in the other room. They don't have to force themselves to go to the gym because their gym clothes were laid out the night before. Clear gives us the 4 laws of behavior change, and the first law is make it obvious. If you want to play guitar, don't keep it in the closet. Put the guitar in the middle of the living room on a stand. Make it impossible to ignore. Make the cue scream at you. And to break a bad habit, you must invert the law. Make it invisible. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel inadequate. Throw away the junk food. Hide the controller in a drawer. Put your phone in another room while you work. Stop trying to be a saint in a sinner's environment. Stop swimming upstream. Change the current and let the river carry you where you want to go. Now we arrive at the hurdle that stops almost everyone. The reason you start and stop. The reason you feel stuck. Your ego. You are ambitious, and because you are ambitious, you are paralyzed. You have high standards. You compare yourself to the best in the world. You think that if you can't do the perfect workout, it's not worth doing. You think if you can't write a whole chapter, you shouldn't write at all. You're ashamed of starting small. You feel silly doing just 5 push-ups. It feels beneath you. But James Clear offers a solution that hurts the ego but saves the soul. The 2-minute rule. Scale the habit down until it is so easy, so embarrassingly small that you cannot say no. Read 30 books a year becomes read 1 page. Do yoga 4 times a week becomes take out my yoga mat. Run a marathon becomes put on my running shoes. I can hear you rolling your eyes. You think, this is a trick. I know the real goal is to do the workout. Just putting on my shoes doesn't burn calories. But hear this principle and burn it into your mind. A habit must be established before it can be improved. You cannot optimize a routine that does not exist. You cannot become a master if you never become a starter. You are trying to optimize your workout before you have even proven you can show up to the gym. You must master the art of showing up, even if it's for 2 minutes, even on the bad days, especially on the bad days. Because consistency is not intensity, it is about survival. The oak tree tries to fight the storm, tries to stay rigid, and it breaks. The willow tree bends, adapts, and survives. Be the willow. If you only have 5 minutes, do 5 minutes. Do not let the chain break, because the day you miss once is an accident. The day you miss twice, you have started a new habit, the habit of quitting. Stop looking for the applause. Stop looking for the external validation. Stop posting your day 1 on Instagram hoping for likes. James Clear built his entire philosophy on one mathematical truth, the 1% rule. If you get 1% better every day, you end the year 37 times better. If you get 1% worse, you degrade to 0. The gap between success and failure on any given day is invisible. It is boring. It is unsexy. There is no award for eating a salad. There is no award for writing 1 page. You are looking for a breakthrough in the first week, but you are only 1% into the journey. You are in what Clear calls the valley of disappointment. You are doing the work, but you don't see the result yet. You are an ice cube sitting in a room that is 25 degrees. You heat it up to 26, nothing happens. 27, nothing happens. 28, still ice. But then you hit 32 degrees, and the ice begins to melt. The work wasn't wasted, it was being stored. This is where the weak give up. This is where the noisy people quit. They complain that it's not working. But you know the math. You know that time will magnify whatever you feed it. You need to decide right now what you are willing to sacrifice. Are you willing to sacrifice the cheap dopamine of your phone? Are you willing to sacrifice the comfort of your excuses? Are you willing to sacrifice the need to look impressive today so you can be undeniable tomorrow? Because the magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So I ask you, are you going to keep casting votes for a person you don't want to be? Are you going to keep building a system that is designed to fail? Or are you ready to listen to the wisdom of James Clear and rewrite your identity, one small, silent action at a time? Don't just watch this video and go back to sleep. Wake up. Cast your vote.